2024 marks the 60th anniversary of G.I. Joe, and we're kicking off our coverage with the Action Soldier Infantry on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured back with another G.I. Joe Classified Series review. This time we're looking at the 60th anniversary Action Soldier Infantry. One of two figures released back in February, or actually I got this figure in March, a couple of weeks ago when it was released on Hasbro Pulse. We also have the Action Sailor Recon Diver. We'll be doing a review on that too. For now, we're going to obviously stick with the Action Soldier. And the Action Soldier continues a long line of G.I. Joe figures going all the way back to 1964. The original Action Soldier, which was the original G.I. Joe, a 12-inch figure, the first action figure that was created by Hasbro to give boys kind of an action figure, not a doll, an action figure. And in 1982, as we all know, G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero, came out, kept the line going for another 12 years or so before they actually started swinging back around to 12-inch G.I. Joe figures with updated, articulation and construction. Now, we're at the six-inch scale. And we're going to look at the Action Soldier. And I can't wait to get to him. So starting with the packaging. He is in the new deluxe kind of package where you can see everything going in here. No longer plastic free. Mine's a little, my copy, the box is a little beat. That's how he came from Hasbro Pulse, but I'm never one to cry about a box because I open all of my figures anyway. But we do see some pretty cool stuff here that he comes with. And he's got the customary G.I. Joe Classified Series artwork on the right hand side of the box, or left hand side of the box. Well, right hand side of the box. And your right, my left. 60th anniversary logo. Action Soldier Infantry. Still G.I. Joe Classified Series. And we got several accessories, which we're going to find all of which are reuse. But, we can't really judge things on reuse anymore. Pretty much everything is going to be reused in G.I. Joe Classified Series, so there's really no point in complaining about it. But we do have one big new thing in here, and I know you see it, and I know you've been waiting for it, and so have I, and so has a certain heavy machine gunner. So on the side, we got the QR code, currently going to nowhere. A little bit smaller art. And then you've got the small inset of the figure, because this is not a character. So there's no combat symbols to show there for the file card. On the back, you got Action Soldier Infantry. Some cool insets here, showing a couple of options you can do with them. And a very nice toy photography pose background. Tent, wooded kind of mountain area. Looks to me like somewhere in the United States. But, it could be in another country, I guess. Still got your G.I. Joe symbol. And on the side, you got a nice large scale full picture of the Action Soldier Infantry. That's a pretty comprehensive look at the package. We're going to get this guy out and check him out. We've got the action figure out with all of his accessories. And the Action Soldier comes with quite a bit of stuff. A plethora, as I have been frequently using on the channel to describe how much something has been coming with. G.I. Joe Classified series as a whole has never skimped on accessories. At the deluxe price point, you know, he gets a lot of stuff. And the deluxe figures have been, in my view, hit or miss on all the accessories that they come with. Sometimes it just feels like too much that are, you know, that are going to be things that are going to be not used. But here, you probably can figure out a way to use all of this stuff. Particularly if you army build 2 or 3 of these guys, you can configure them multiple ways. You can just look at it and see they're meant to be customizable. I am not going to army build 3 of these guys. Is over $100 for 3, so it's not something I'm going to do. But I certainly can see the appeal. I certainly understand why people are doing it, but we're going to get into it. So, like I said, it comes with a lot of stuff. Almost all of it reused from some other prior figure. I recently said on the channel I'm not going to judge things harshly based on reuse because, first of all, it's just the name of the game and the action figure game, really. But secondly, because now G.I. Joe Classified series enter the age where it doesn't make sense to tool new versions of everything. It just doesn't. They made the parts here and there generic enough that you can just use them to make other Joes. As we all know, the first 13 figures were really just variations of each other, minus Scarlet. But you know, we never really complained about that. You know, they made them look like uniforms. That was sort of part of the draw. So, I'm going to go over these accessories and where, if anywhere, they come from. I'm going to start with the accessories on this one, just because there's a lot of them. So, firstly, we've got his helmet. And this helmet is the exact same helmet that comes with Grunt. Then we've got this heavy machine gun. This is included with Big Ben. Then you have this double-barreled Colt style rifle. Also comes with Big Ben. This walkie-talkie, which comes with Rock and Roll, which isn't the last thing you're going to see from Rock and Roll. In fact, this handgun comes with Rock and Roll as well. You got this backpack that comes with Outback. And you've got this scarf. And I'm not 100% sure if this comes with somebody. When I look at it at first, I thought it was the Viper scarf, but it's not the Viper scarf. That's actually smaller and more triangular. So this might be a new part. I'm sure we'll see it again on somebody. Then, of course, we got the tripod to the Browning 50 caliber machine gun, affectionately known as a Ma Deuce. And then here's the Ma Deuce itself. And the mold is the exact same one that's on the Vamp, but it's, you know, it's significantly modified so that a character can wield it. And you got the ammo belt that I'm pretty sure it comes with just the Ma Deuce. And then you got the handle so that you can have, you know, Roadblock run around with it, which is pretty much spot on to what we're going to be doing. And you just slide out the sort of turret handle, slide in the handle, and now it's a personal weapon. And then you've got the dog tags, which is a artifact of the original G.I. Joe. Those figures all had dog tags. So it's nice to see they brought that back. Obviously, you get the figure stand, and it's brown. I guess. I mean, I don't know. They should probably just make them all black, but it goes with the decor. Then you've got these pouches, and the action soldier's wearing a vest under here. So he has customizable ports to stick these pouches on his belt, his vest rather. We're going to see how they work out in a minute. Then of course you got an extra set of hands. These hands are colored with dark skin to go along with the head, which is identical to the one that's on it, except it's got dark skin, whereas this one has, like, you know, lighter skin. And now we can finally get to the figure because it's a couple more accessories. So he's wearing a, you know, kind of a Parker windbreaker kind of deal. And from what I've heard, this pocket actually works. And indeed, you can see it does. So that sort of amps up the cool factor right there. And then, of course, he's got this molded hood so that you can keep the Parker on without it floating all over the place. You can just slide the hood off. You can see the figure's head. And then you can just lift it off over his head. And it's pretty cool. Soft goods on G.I. Joe Classified Series figures. It's not unheard of, but you don't get it that much. And it is cool when you get it. So taking a look at the action soldier himself, he's made up of a couple of guys. So his legs and boots are rock and rolls, legs and boots. His upper body, though, is the stalker kind of sweater body that him and Retro Card Snake Eyes have, and Grunt has this upper top too. He's got Rock and Roll's belt, including the pouch for the, you know, the port for the radio. And the same things that Rock and Roll has on his legs, including the sidearm holster But you also have the ports. So in the vest, 1, 2, 3, 4 ports, 5, 6. Which one's for the backpack, but you can have them not have a backpack and have another pouch on there. Articulation scheme is the same as you've seen on every other G.I. Joe classified figure, particularly Rock and Roll and Stalker, who have both been reviewed on this channel. Obviously, he's going to have some chest articulation issues because the vest is taking up a lot of space. But it's the standard G.I. Joe Classified Series articulation that has been gone over numerous times before. So the best thing we can do is gear up our action soldier. So I'm going to do that and be right back. Alright, so we've got the action soldier infantry geared up in a basic configuration I wanted to start with. So we've got him with his helmet and dog tags, carrying the heavy machine gun with some of his pouches on. And the pouches are nice, but they do restrict his ability to move. So that he could hold his heavy machine gun, I put this one over here and didn't put any on this side because it would keep his arm from being able to convincingly hold a machine gun. Obviously gave him his sidearm and put on his backpack. Now the backpack has, you know, the slots to hold things, but they're designed for Outback's weapons, so they don't really convincingly, like, you can put it on here, but it's just kind of hanging there. It's not really secured on there because it didn't, you know, this isn't the weapon that this is supposed to hold here. Outback came with a shovel. Outback came with a shovel. You know, you can stick it on there, but like I said, it's really just sort of on there. It's not secure in any way. But I guess if you're gonna stand them on a shelf, you could probably make it work. So, you know, for that part of it, I'm gonna say it's not all that great. They didn't tool all these weapons at the same time, so, you know, you can't expect them to work with everything. But he does look good. I do find it interesting that he's got the G.I. Joe logo on the front pouch. So, you know, you can always have them be with your name Joes. It can be a special operative or, you know, an army guy, which is, I'm sure, what a lot of people are going to do. Army builder. Personally, my G.I. Joe team is a bunch of individual guys. There are no, you know, supplemental troops that are somehow good enough to be Joes, but not good enough to be Joes, if you get my drift. But overall, he looks good, you know, even if you don't attach anything on here. Looks nice with the backpack. Looks pretty decent in this configuration. So next, I'm going to change them up a little bit just to show some of the options that you have to, you know, play with and customize this figure. So I switched out the hands and head, put the Parker back on, and went with the hood off version. Of course, he's carrying the commando now. And it still works. I feel like the pouches underneath definitely kind of compromise it a little bit. But I've got him with the, with the big pouch. I wonder if I take that off, if it's gonna, it doesn't ride up as much, but it still rides up a little bit because there's a pouch on. The default sort of in the package looks best clearly because it's not riding up on his chest, and it actually kind of looks better with the hood that way. But it's very cool, and it just shows the options that you have, the many options. I mean, there's plenty of other things you could do. I'm just kind of doing some quick and dirty stuff here. So one major thing that we definitely wanted to do was bring in heavy artillery roadblock. Although honestly, any roadblock would do. Could have used 01 roadblock, but I have this one handy, and I'm gonna take time to complain once again about how small the feet are on these big body Joes. They need bigger feet. That's kind of crazy. It's difficult to stand them up. But here's roadblock, heavy artillery roadblock, with the, super duper roadblock style manly ram gun that he came with, the giant machine gun that a normal person probably couldn't really handle, except that Breaker comes with it. Breaker isn't even anywhere near as, believable to even wield such a weapon. But wanted to bring in roadblock, gear him up, make sure you saw him like this for the last time, because he's going to be rocking the Mod Deuce from here on out. So there you go, roadblock with the Mod Deuce, and he stands much better than Action Soldier with it. Well, that he does with this. Forget what I said about that. Stands much better with this than he does with this, and it looks like the right weapon. I'm probably gonna have it painted black, just because the color's a little bit off. But of course, we know that we will be getting another one of these with the Tiger Force roadblock upcoming 2-pack with tripwire. So there you go. Feels like something that was always supposed to happen. Wonder, I mean, you shouldn't really be carrying it with the tripod all like that. He needs a backpack, but they didn't give us one that can carry it, so we're just gonna do like that and hope it doesn't throw him off balance. There you go, roadblock with the Mod Deuce. I think I can move on to final thoughts. There you go. So there you go, roadblock with the Mod Deuce. I think I can move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on the G.I.Joe Classified Series 60th Anniversary Action Soldier Infantry. I think it's a great figure. I think they picked overall great accessories. They gave you 2 head options, and gave you all the reason in the world, all the incentive in the world to army build this figure, this set. I'm not going to do that, but I can't say I'm not tempted. Other things you can do with it is, take a Joe's head and pop it on here. Like I saw somebody make Stalker in a desert outfit, or like in a, standard military outfit in a sense. You can do cool stuff like that. There's just a lot of possibilities, And I think that these parts work out better than some of the other deluxe figures we've gotten at this price point. So yeah, I'm very happy with this figure. I do think it's kind of a drag that you can't really store the weapons on the backpack, at least not convincingly. They kind of just hang there. But, you know, the bones here are really good, and you can certainly, you know, configure them multiple ways. So for that reason, I'm going to give this figure a 9. And, yeah, I'm glad to have it, and I can't wait to get to the Recon Diver. So that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. I'd like to thank everybody who's recently subscribed for doing so. And I also like to thank all my long-term subscribers for sticking around, continuing to watch the videos. Hit me up in the comment section. Very, very much appreciated. Definitely want to keep it going. So we will be reviewing the Recon Diver in the calendar month of April. So stay tuned for all of that, in addition to all the other stuff we got going. And I will see you all on the next video. Until then, everybody stay safe. Peace.
The way I got it figured.